Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Eyeshadow, and today we're going to be talking about all things spooky makeup. I really wanted to grab a new Halloween palette, but I couldn't decide which one. So during this video, we are going to rank a bunch of different palettes that I saw online. In a few weeks, I'll be doing some reviews, so make sure that you subscribe down below so you don't miss it. I'm actually really excited about this because I absolutely love Halloween palettes. Not only are they super duper cute, but I use a lot of vibrant and unique colors for my makeup looks. When I rank these palettes, I'm going to rank them on their color story, packaging, and cost. I found a lot of these palettes on indie brand sites on Instagram, so we don't know how this pronunciation is gonna go. We're gonna try our best though. Okay, so the first palette is by Bella Beauty Bar. It is the Coalescence. Is that how you pronounce it? Let's see.
Coalescence.
Coalescence palette. Thank you, Google. I was super drawn to this palette because I am obsessed with purple eyeshadows and pinks. I think they're really, really gorgeous, and I cannot get enough shimmer pinks and purples. However, I also really like that this palette had a lot of cool tone mattes. I really like cool tone mattes on myself. They really tie together a lot of different fall time makeup looks for me. And let me read you some of these shade names because I just think that they're so fun. So you have Libra, Harmony, Dusk, Dawn, Dissonance. I mean, Jawel, that shimmer looks absolutely stunning. It looks so good. I really want to touch this palette. Oh, let's see how much it costs. That's important. I might change everything I'm saying. Ooh. Okay, so the Coalescence palette is $62 on their Instagram shop. That's insane. Ooh, and they have more pictures on their site. Oh yeah, oh my God. The mattes look really good. The shimmers are stunning. Oh, they're multi-chrome. Oh my goodness, these are multi-chromic. Okay. Something else I really like about this palette is it's basically like 4 palettes in one palette. So maybe that's how I can rationalize it to myself. It has such a good color story. The packaging is cute. The color shade names are cute, but that cost is crazy. Because of that, I'm gonna put it at a 4. The next palette we're gonna take a look at is the Sorcerous Smoke by Unearthly Cosmetics. First of all, I thought that the name was hilariously adorable. I absolutely love the dark packaging. Dark packaging is always like a must-have for me because my makeup gets so gross. If it's already dark, it kind of like hides, you know, when I put a little love into my palette, it doesn't look as disgusting, you know? This palette is a little bit more wearable than the last one. I feel like it has a lot more neutral shades. The pop of color in this palette leans more towards the green shades, but just like the last palette, it has a nice balance between mattes and shimmers. Let me go to their website and then we'll find out how much it costs. Oh my goodness, these palettes are so expensive. Maybe I just have expensive taste. The Sorcerous Smoke palette costs $65. I just found it on their website. I am so drawn into this beautiful purple blue shade at the end. What is this called? Nightshade. Towards the center of the palette. You can kind of get those colors from anywhere. Those blues, browns, blacks. But I'm really drawn into Nightshade and Transfixed. Those look absolutely gorgeous, and I would love to see what they look like in real life. But for $65, I can't really rationalize just being obsessed with 2 different shades. So because of that, Sorcerous Smoke is gonna have to go to number 7. I feel like I need a little bit of room for like other stuff. I don't remember palettes costing this much. Maybe it's because I'm always like in a blur before I purchase them. And I'm just like, I have to buy it. It's like an urge. I'm like a crazy person. So maybe I just block it out. That's also possible. Let's keep going. This next palette is New Witch City by Nomad Cosmetics. This palette is completely different from the other 2. It has such vibrant colors. And part of the reason that I really love palettes like this is because when I do my character makeup looks, I like to put shadows on top of the vibrant paints. I love it when I find a palette that has a bunch of different vibrant shades because I actually do use them. I'm obsessed. I really want to touch this Harvest Moon shade. I don't know what creative look I can create with that shade, but it's just calling my name. I'm obsessed with the packaging of this palette. I think it's super cute. The little prints, it has a bunch of pumpkins and cats and castles all over the palette. Honestly, I'm kind of scared to see how much this palette's gonna cost because it looks very expensive. I'm obsessed with purple eyeshadows. They always tend to pull pink on me, and I really want a nice blue tone purple, and I think that Salem Commons is going to give me exactly what I want. Let me just go on their website and then I can find out how much magic off. Ooh, I'm really scared. It's really sad that this is exciting, but this palette's $54, so it's less than the other two. Still expensive, but less than the other two. This packaging is just so cute. Oh my God, it changes. It's one of those ones that like, you go like this and it changes the story. Oh. Okay, let me read you some of the names. Witching Hour, Haunted Happenings, Harvest Moon. And the names actually match the color shades. Like when I think about it, that they actually match. I really think that this palette it's getting pushed up there, okay? I'm liking it. Let's look at these swatches. Oh my goodness. What's that shade called? Dark Demons? That swatch looks so good. I really want to try this palette. It's happening. It's happening. Honestly, this palette has everything that I'm looking for in the ultimate Halloween palette. So I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna tell you if I like it because I like this so much. So should I put it at top 3? Is it too early to give something number 1? We're gonna put this palette at number 2 because I just feel like it's too early for me to be giving it number 1, but I might move it. We'll see. We'll see. This is the first palette that's made me truly excited. I can see myself playing in every single one of these shadows. So let's just go ahead and move on. I'm excited about this palette. I want it. Next, I chose this palette because I'm kind of like a plant nerd and I thought it was such a fun concept. It's the Trap palette by Gourmand Girl Cosmetics. This palette is giving green vibrance. It is inspired by Venus flytraps and I absolutely love carnivorous plants, fun fact. And the swatch on dark skin look so pigmented. They look so rich. I think green might be a color that I don't have that much in my collection. The packaging is super cute. I feel like that's something that indie brands do very, very well is they have really cute packaging. I kind of feel like that's where most of the cost for these palettes goes is for the rich pigments and for the excellent packaging. So it's $55. I can honestly say I have nothing like this. The matte shades look so rich. And I really want to see how they blend. Do I like this more or less than the Coalescence palette? I kind of like the theme of the Trapped palette a little bit better. Let's go ahead and give the Trapped palette number 3. It's basically $56. $55.99, but it's $56. I'm sweating. I'm really excited. So the next palette we're gonna talk about is by Krypton Cosmetics, and it's the Burnt Forest palette. Oh my God, it's sold out. Of course it is. Of course it is. So I'll have to stalk this one if I want it. It is $65. I am just so drawn into these shimmers. It has a lot of light shimmers and a lot of rich shimmers. I don't know though, for $65 if I can rationalize for 12 shades. I'm pretty sure most of that price point is going towards those beautiful multi-chrome. It has a few good mattes, but the mattes that it has, I don't really feel like I need them in my collection. I'm looking at the shade names. The shade names are super duper cute. They're called things such as Transition, Moss, Lake, Dawn, and Soil. So the shade names actually really do go with the theme, but there's no extra oomph that you get from that palette. And at a $65 price point, I just can't rationalize this palette. So I'm definitely gonna put this palette at number 10. The next palette that we're gonna talk about is the ColourPop Haunted Mansion palette. I chose this palette because it's Haunted Mansion. How can you get more spooky ooky than Haunted Mansions? I actually really like the palette itself. I kind of feel like ColourPop does a really good job with their design of their palettes. They always look really cute. As for the shades on the inside, I absolutely love cool tone mattes. I feel like most of my collection is all warm tone, so that's why I was really drawn to this palette. Some of the names of this palette are The Attic, Ghost Host, New Orleans. I just think that's really cute. ColourPop has had its ups and downs. Sometimes they go through these waves of creating the most beautiful, stunning palettes, and other times they just flop. So I'm really curious on where this palette lays. Oh, and the palette's called Welcome Foolish Mortals. Shades like Endless Hallway and Portrait Chamber are swatching kind of similarly on this palette. Psychic Medium looks gorgeous. And Graveyard Stroll, it's kind of rare to have a gray shade, so I like that. I'm kind of interested, I'm kind of not. For $24, that's exciting. I'm gonna put that palette at number 5 only because the color story doesn't speak to me as much as the packaging does. And honestly, this is the eyeshadow palette. I'm not buying it for the case, technically. So the next palette that we're gonna talk about is the She Glam Twilight Saga palette. Honestly, I chose this because as a Twilight fan, how could I not put it on my spooky ooky list? This palette comes with 8 shades and they're all really cool tone vampire-esque shades. Wow, so the entire Twilight collection is $55. That's crazy. I wonder if you can just buy the palette. What? That palette was $7.99. That's crazy. Now I just want to buy it out of curiosity. I've never had Glam makeup before. Is the quality good? In my last apartment, I only lived next to Sephora, so I was like a Sephora girly for years, but I kind of feel like I'm missing out on these other brands. The entire kit is sold out. Of course it is. If I see it in store anywhere, I'm purchasing it. No one's gonna stop me. The shades themselves are pretty cool tone. There's not that many shades, but for $7.99, I feel like I could use those shades for my creative makeup looks as a topper to my body paint. So it's half shimmers and half mattes, and I feel like that's amazing for that price point. And it's called the Eternal Love Palette. I just think that's great. I think it's simple, to the point, and affordable. I think I actually do like this palette a little bit more than the Sorcerous Smoke, just because the bulk of the Sorcerous Smoke palette I don't really need. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this palette at number 6. The next palette we're gonna be talking about is the Goosebumps palette by Beauty Creation. I just think that this palette looks so fun, so spooky. It looks like a great addition to a spooky collection. This palette comes with 9 shadows and 2 blushes. Ooh, it has that beautiful orange and green that I'm looking for. Pretty Weird's a really pretty silver purpley shade. I think that's really cute. Wow, this palette's $14. Well, I only have 1, 8, and 9 available, so it's not going at 1. It's really pretty. I think the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. The shade names are really fun, and I love the fact that it has 2 blushes as well. So we're gonna put it at number 8, but I don't think it's gonna derail the beauty of the other palettes. So we have 2 more palettes to go. I'm really excited about these palettes. The next palette we're gonna talk about is the Dark Arts palette by Profusion. This is a Harry Potter themed collection, and I honestly think the entire collection is so stinking cute. This palette has a bunch of mattes in it. Let's read some of the names. Expecto Patronum, Repelio, Reducto, Loomis. My only concern about this palette is that it has a lot of pastels, and pastels are kind of wishy-washy on my skin. I just never know what I'm gonna get with them. I love this Loomis shade though. I love a good silver. I also love that beautiful purple shade. I think that looks absolutely gorgeous. The entire collection is $86.93. Let's see how much just the palette is. It's $13. It's $12.99. That's crazy. I might have to load up on all the affordable palettes. I might get me like 1 expensive palette and 2 affordable palettes. I have to put them at a 9 because this palette, it's more from fandom, less from color story. The very last palette that we're gonna talk about is the Conjuring palette by Lethal Cosmetics. It's from Germany. Interesting. I've been wanting to try something from Lethal Cosmetics. Whenever I see their swatches, they look so rich. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It gives those spooky vibes. It's really scary looking. I'm just obsessed with this entire collection. I think it's so fun. All right, let's look at the actual eyeshadow. The color story is not that impressive, but Lethal Cosmetics has these gorgeous shimmer shades. Clairvoyance, Bathsheba, Salem. These shimmers look crazy. They paused US shipping. These tariffs are just keeping me down, bro. This is so depressing. Why? Wow, that's expensive. That's why I told you guys I have expensive taste. So the entire collection is $273. The entire palette is $59. Those shimmers look stunning. I also really like the mattes that they have available. I don't think I have a navy blue shade in my collection. Not a true navy blue. If I do, it has like a gray undertone, but this one looks like a true blue. But there's no point in me falling in love right now because I can't get it in the United States because of the tariffs. I don't even want to give it a high ranking because I can't get it. So should I just put it at number 10 and bump everybody else up? That's really depressing. That's my ranking. I'm 100% gonna end up buying Witch City. I think that this palette is so gorgeous. I think it's so fun, and it's giving me exactly what I want in a Halloween palette. Let me know down in the comments if you like these types of breakdowns of new releases, and don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.